The train stopped for just 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes, a mysterious passenger whispered a message to a stranger, a message that saved his life. But when the man tried to thank him, the passenger had vanished, completely gone. Some stories don't need ghosts or magic. Sometimes a moment, a message, a stranger changes everything. This is the story of Rahim, a man traveling on a late-night train, a mysterious passenger who predicted something no one could explain. Rahim ran through the platform like an Olympic athlete who had trained only once in his life. He managed to board the train just as the final whistle blew. As he stumbled inside, out of breath, everyone stared at him. One older gentleman couldn't help but joke. "If you run for elections like that, you definitely win." Rahim just laughed awkwardly and found an empty seat. Across from him sat a man in a simple coat, looking calm, quiet. Almost too quiet. This man, let's call him Mr. X, wore old-style glasses and had an antique watch on his wrist. He was engrossed in a notebook filled with strange sketches. Rahim, trying to break the silence, asked, "Traveling far?" Mr. X looked up, a soft smile on his face, and replied, "Farther than you think." Rahim didn't quite understand. He just assumed the man was one of those poetic types you sometimes meet. Suddenly, the lights inside the train car flickered and went out. A kid nearby shouted, "A ghost." "There's a power cut." The whole compartment erupted in laughter. Rahim laughed along with them. But one person didn't. Mr. X. He didn't even crack a smile. His calm, serious expression in the dim light felt settling. As the train began to slow down near a small, quiet station, Mr. X leaned forward, his voice barely a whisper. "Rahim, when the train stops at Barabari Crossing, don't get down. No matter what happens, stay inside." Rahim froze. 1,000 questions flooded his mind. How did this man know his name? Mr. X just offered that same enigmatic smile and looked away, out the window. Before Rahim could say another word, the train shuddered to a halt. The announcement echoed through the platform. A 3-minute stop. Vendors outside started shouting their wares. Passengers shuffled around, some getting off to stretch their legs. But when Rahim looked back at the seat across from him, Mr. X was gone. He hadn't walked past. He hadn't pushed through the crowd. He had simply vanished. A cold chill ran down Rahim's spine. Rahim was completely bewildered. Why would he warn me? What's so special about Barabari Crossing? And how on earth did he know my name? Curiosity began to attack him like mosquitoes in the summer. He almost decided to step off the train just to see what was there, when a vendor's loud call cut through his thoughts. Hot tea, samosas, egg rolls. Rahim's brain went into overdrive. His stomach immediately agreed. Maybe he could just grab a quick snack and jump back on. But the stranger's words echoed in his mind. "Don't get down." Rahim froze in his spot, torn. Just then, the train's horn blared, and it slowly started to move again. The chance was gone. Barely 5 minutes later, the train screeched to a sudden, jarring stop. People started leaning out of the windows, their voices rising in a confused murmur. There had been an accident up ahead at Barabari Crossing. A speeding truck had lost control and crashed directly into the platform. Exactly where passengers normally stood during the short break, several people were injured. Rahim's heart dropped into his stomach. If he had stepped down for that egg roll, he would have been right there. He kept thinking, over and over, who was that man? You had to do something. He found the train guard and reported what had happened. The guard listened, then laughed. "Sir, in the last 5 years, no new passengers have boarded in that compartment." "I'm sure you were just imagining it," Rahim insisted. No, he was sitting right there. He had a coat, glasses, and a notebook. At the mention of the notebook, the guard's expression changed. "A notebook? Show me." Rahim looked down and saw it tucked under the seat where the man had been sitting. He picked it up. Rahim's side were detailed sketches of landscapes, old clocks, and forgotten railway stations. Then he flipped to a page that made his blood run cold. It was a drawing of him, Rahim, standing on the platform at Barabar Crossing, with a truck speeding towards him from behind. He almost dropped the book. With a trembling hand, he turned to the very last page. There, in neat handwriting, was a short message. "You don't know me, but I knew your father. He once saved my life during a storm near the Rajahi Railway. Tonight, I returned the favor." Rahim's eyes filled with tears. His father, who had passed away years ago, had never told him this story. Tucked under the note was a tiny, faded photograph. It was a picture of his young father, standing beside the very same man from the train. Mr. X wasn't a mysterious spirit. He was just a grateful soul, a promise returned from the past, a debt repaid across time. Holding the notebook close to his chest, Rahim whispered, "Baba, your kindness is still saving me." Sometimes, strangers appear in our lives not to scare us, but to protect us. Sometimes, blessings travel through time to find us. And sometimes, a single message, delivered at just the right moment, is worth more than 1,000 words. The moral of this story is simple. Kindness never dies. It travels through people, moments, and generations. And it always returns when you need it the most. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.